So this is why we carried out the simulation. Because if you go into the details, I can switch to this slide. We always have a problem with this dissimilar water wells. Not mainly in case of the safety and nozzle, but in case of steam generator and smaller pipes we have, because in the ferritic side, close to the interface, in some cases some defects can appear. This can be called stress corrosion cracking, or just purely corrosion defects, or whatever you want. It depends on the situation. But we always have this problem. And the problem is that it is caused, it is stress corrosion mainly generated by the residual stress. And that's why it has to do the residual stress. We have to know the reason of it. And there is another problem with the geometry and the inspection. The crack locates always in the ferritic side in a hidden point, especially in case of VBR issues. But in this picture you cannot see that the vessel is here. So you cannot put your probe here, NDT probe. So you have to do the inspection from the outside side. So it causes a problem. So it looks like in this one reality. Actually, this is a mock-up or the validation mock-up for non-destructive testing, ultrasonic testing. So it's very important to have a proper detection method. You have to find the way to get a good properly detection. But you have to carry out the test from the austenite side, and you have to go through the well and to find the crack behind the well. And this is a very difficult issue, because the austenite wells has always huge grains and very oriented grains. And the problem is that if you have such kind of well, then you do not have any kind of information, the grain size and the orientation, because you cannot get in the reality, because if you get cut of the well, it won't be a well anymore. So we have to apply the simulation to calculate the grain size and so on. So anyway, in this project we deal with as a continuation of the multi-meter project, and also under the umbrella of Euratom program and the Ingenia Cross project. We deal with the phase array ultrasonic technique application for the inspection of dissimilar metal well. And you can see that here how it looks like in the reality. In case, but it's still a mock-up, but it has a original geometry. And they use this as validation. And the objective was to use the updated simulation software to find the proper way of the testing, and how can we use the results for the characterization of the test. And if we have a proper well simulation, we can put the input, and we can use as an input for the NDT simulation. What is the other story, because it's not a finite element calculation, but it's a SIVA. We use a SIVA modeling software for the NDT simulation. So we have to know the grain size, orientation, anisotropy matrix, and this is what we cannot always by measure. That's why we have to use the well simulation and find the proper way how can we put it as input for the NDT. And this is the point somewhere that we have to find, and the inspection is carried out from the here. The phase array technique gives nowadays the most reliable way to find the crack position and size. But it's very difficult. But what is the problem? If you have only isotropic material, this is how your ultrasound ray goes. But if you have an anisotropic material, you can see the deflection. And if you take into the consideration even more detailed result, you can see it's more and more complex. But that's what we have to know if you would like to find something here, and you have to get a good probability of detection. This is if you have array source, and if you can take into consideration as inhomogeneity of the austenitic wells, we can carry out the calculation, and you can see the difference between somewhere the detection. Also, in case of if you do it in this way, or if you have a transversal crack as well. This test block, what we used in a Multimatter mockup or Multimatter project, was received from the Fortum, and it was sent to PACSH, and we carried out the test in the PACSH PP. So it's also a cooperation with the VTT. VTT is always involved. We are always together because we have same VVR planned. This is the reference probe what we used. This is according to the AN standard. This is a very general one. So the parameter was set for the ultrasonic test with this one. The probe frequency what we used was a little bit low, but even higher than it, some others use. So this 2.25 megahertz is said to be low, but usually we have 5 megahertz or even higher megahertz probe frequency. But if in this case we had to use this to get a proper value. Share mode and longitudinal was used as well, and sectorial scanning was carried out. And you can see the phase array technique is good because you can scan a very huge area. In this test, 3 zone was tested as well, and to find the artificial defects. In this case, we looked for artificial defects and to validate the technique. You can see what, the result of the ultrasonic testing and the real DMV. And there were 4 indications, zone 1 and 6 in the 2 and 10 in the 3rd node zone. Also parallelly, that what we used simulation technique, it was repeated for this mock-up as well, and based on it, the grain size and the orientation was determined. The stiffness matrix was determined based on the measurement of probe weld, and was set to the Sigma calculation. You can see that some information about the welding strategy, but I don't want to repeat it because it's almost the same as we carried out before. But the orientation was calculated with the Feintal amendment method, welding simulation, and you can somehow you can recognize the orientation calculated by Feintal amendment method, and you can see the orientation, the real mock-up. So this shows that if we have a real weld, we can implement this for the real weld when we cannot cut it and cannot see. So the technique was also determined. You can see the wave velocities in different angles, and in the pillar weld and buttering as well. And it was used for the Sigma simulation. Also, longitudinal probe and transversal probe was used, as I mentioned before. And this is how it looks like in the Sigma calculation and NDT calculation. This is a very simplified one because it's a half the analytical solution, and also in our case the geometry was simplified to 2-dimensional one. It can be actually 3-dimensional calculation by Sigma, but it takes several weeks to run. And the 2D calculation takes only a few days to get the whole So you can see that we had two kind of artificial defects, and all the tangent can be found in parameters here, but important. And you can see the simulation as results and the inspection, and there are very good agreement between the simulation and the inspection. Of course, this is not perfect, but we can say it's a good one. It's easy to find the signals, and you can see this very well in both cases. So this is where I would like to make the conclusion that if we have a proper welding simulation, you can get the proper material input for the NDT simulation, and if you have a proper NDT simulation, you can plan your NDT test, and after that you can validate the result, and you can improve the probability of detection for dissimilar metal weld. So, thank you for your kind attention.